say, look at Philly, Will Smith, Jada. For so long, people have said those are relationship goals. But they're real humans. And so because they went through some public like missteps, should they still be considered? Should we even look up to them?
So it's weird because like, so it's weird because it's just like, and I have at times put that hashtag relationship goals, but the only couple I've ever done it to was the Obamas. Because I just feel like even with the Obamas, you don't know behind closed doors kind of thing.
Exactly.
And I'm all about the words, and it's just like, I don't want to say, oh, that's what I want, and he's beating his wife, with the door shut, that kind of thing. So, right. So I find it odd or peculiar when people like really hone in, like, especially like how you said Will Smith and Jada, like when the whole thing came out with the Red Table Talk, and they were on, like, the other guy was in their relationship, but people already said they had an open relationship, but he looked hurt at that table. Like, so it's just like, you don't know what they are going through, what the real story is. I feel like you got to kind of save face because they're in the public eye. And I feel like you shouldn't put that much pressure on people. They are people. Like, your goal should be you trying to fix and make sure your relationship is good. That should be your goal.
Will should have never went on that Red Table Talk. No, they didn't.
I'm sorry, what you say, Aaron?
How didn't they?
No, they didn't.
You don't think they put that out there?
We knew since they were married, like, she was still in love with a dead man.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know she was still in love with Tupac?
Not
you lying. You lying. You lying. Everybody knew she still loved Tupac. It was like how you married to Will, but she showed it over the years, like she was still in love with somebody else.
Looking back now, yeah, you can see that.
Not looking back now, like even before the entanglement, you saw that she was in love with Pop.
Their relationship always looked like a business deal to me.
I can see that.
I feel like
you can see it's a business deal from he came on Red Table Talk because it was a business deal. He didn't want to come on that.
Yeah.
But
I can tell you why for like the Obamas I put one-time relationship goals is because the way Barack Obama, there are the pictures like how he just looks at his wife and it's just like, oh, like, man, to have that and for him to still look at her and been married all these years kind of thing, that is just the way he talks about his wife.
Devil's advocate. You could look a certain way.
And in his mind, he's like,
yeah, be Blair Underwood behind closed doors and just,
Right. That is true. That is true. That is true. I just, how he talks about his wife, when they're walking, he holds her hand type thing. Like he seems as though he is a genuine gentleman. But again, I have known people, men and women, where it's just like you see them one way and behind closed doors, yeah, they got somebody to.
I don't know. Like, we see the good between Barack and Michelle, but he had a stressful job for 8 years. Like, yeah, I don't know what was going on between them, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you actually knew what was going on with them, it would shock you.
Right, but I don't think he was like beating her.
I'm not saying he was beating her, but
like, here's the thing.
Same way nobody thought about the whole entanglement thing. Like, I feel like
that wasn't a shock.
It wasn't?
No. Like, because I feel like for years we've been hearing they have an open relationship.
I think certain parts of it was a shock. Like that Will, like he said, like Will gave him his blessing and all that. That wasn't shocking.
Look, The only thing I thought was shocking is when they were like he was staying at the house, like
going on vacation with them.
like, yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
So is it fair to say that a couple can still be couple goals based on the good things that they do? Like, say, Will showing respect. Like, oh, couple goals. I want to treat my lady.
That sounds like foolishness.
no, I mean,
So we saw what happened with Ray Rice and his wife. If you see him taking her out to dinner or something, you're gonna say, "Yo, relationship goals? Come, you're not gonna do that, Amber."
No, but
so he's saying that the good outweigh the bad. Stop it.
Going to dinner, like I mean,
I don't care. He could do anything. Like if he does anything good in your mind, can he be like you're going to still remember what he did? You're not going to say, "Oh, that's my relationship goal." He could beat beat me up, but still, as long he's still a good man.
Agreed. That is agreed. But there hasn't been any like. All right, not say celebrity, okay? Let's say people we know that are older that have been married for, 20 plus years or whatever, okay? Where you could say, man, that's relationship goals. Again, we're outsiders looking in, even if there are friends, because you don't know what's happening in their home. And we just gotta watch sometimes because it's just like, again, we don't know everything, but we see like, oh man, he opens the door for her. She makes his plate. Like they laugh with each other, they dance, whatever. People are always going to, I feel like, put added pressure on other people. Like I just feel like it's always going to be.
People just need to stop making goals, like people need to stop that whole goals. Like you're not like I don't know. I feel like you're not supposed to envy like other stuff. So I'm like,
is it envy?
Yeah, it is.
It's envy.
Like if you look in the comments on some things and they see like Gucci and Keisha, like they're like, yo, relationship goals. I feel like it's more envy, like than like I want that.
Right. Like I have been in conversations with other women and they'll say, like, show something on Instagram where a couple, like they're on vacation or whatever, or and they're like, oh, relationship goals or man. And that's envy. Like it is, because it's just like they are looking at that. They want it. Because they're not receiving it.
I mean, y'all saw what happened with Portia. Like, y'all know what happened. Her friend was married, and she saw all the stuff that he was doing, and then it's envy. It ain't relationship goals. It's envy.
I just don't understand that whole thing. Like, and I know that an article came out saying where Phelan and her, they were not friends, but they needed that connection for her to get on the show. But it's just like you were in this woman's house. Like
they were friends enough.
Right.
But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's not that whole relationship goal stuff on social media. It's not real. It's
right.
Most stuff on social media, it's envy. It ain't like
what about in regular life though?
What you mean?
Just you see someone, like, say you look at your boss, like, oh, that's career goals. I want to go the route that they took. Is that envy?
I don't look at people and say nothing like that. Like,
no. Well, Ken, again, he is a different breed of cat. Okay, so, but
I don't think do people look like? Do you look at your boss and say, I want to be where they are, or you want to set you want to do something like you don't? That's the same thing if somebody's comparing like LeBron to Jordan. It's just like, don't compare me to Jordan. I don't want to do what Jordan did. I want to do something different than what Jordan did. Like, it's like
6 rings though, as well, if not
see, stop it. Don't do that whole don't do that whole thing, because we're not. I'm not going to go into that whole argument.
Okay,
because a lot of people say LeBron is better than Jordan already.
Okay, can we not go there?
We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, Amrit. Like, you know, if you're in a field where you love the job, you know, and but your boss, like you want to be your boss's boss kind of thing. So that's where I feel like mentorship comes in. And that isn't envy because you're trying to learn and better your skills, craft, knowledge, whatever, to get where you need to go. I feel like also on relationship goals, you have to watch, because if you do if you're not envious, but you really see it looks like genuine respect and they really love each other, they've been married for umpteen years, and not talking about famous people, I'm talking about someone you know, right? Like Ken, your parents have been married a really long time. So it's just like, okay.
But I would never say, hey, that's goals or something like that.
Right,
I just wouldn't.
Because you know your parents, but like say me, look at outside, I don't know them like you know them, okay? Where I could be like, oh, they've been married for however many years, like, man, that's what I would aspire to, kind of thing. So I feel like if you don't have the envy,
I feel like that's different. Like if someone says I aspire, I don't know, that's probably the same, but I don't see that as the same. It's not the same though, because it's the whole context of it. So like if someone says, oh yeah, I aspire to be, you know, I aspire to be like this person, or, you know, I can, you know, take some knowledge or information from them. But to say like, that's my goal, like relationship goals, I'm looking like you're my goal. Like that's my goal to be where you are. And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't see.
It's like, okay, it also depends on the person, because like if you do it with anything, body goal, okay? How many people be like, that's my goal?
But people say that too.
It's just a hashtag. It's just a hashtag.
I hate hashtags. But
hashtag.
But I'm like, people do body goals, people do that's bae, people do all that stuff. All that stuff is foolishness to me. Because it's just like people say body goals, oh, I wish I had their body. It's like,
but
okay,
then
work out and get it.
Right,
or like
and
even
they're not.
Or the people, I don't know. I don't know. All the goals, it's all envy. If you say body goals, that's envious. I want to have what they have.